he doesn't involve me in his job, I don't involve him in mine. The only time we work together for a full day is when we shoot. Otherwise, he's in his office and he's doing his thing with the door shut, and I'm downstairs in my quarters doing what I do best. And we don't see each other till 6 o'clock. And so it's perfect.
Having that clear delineation, I think that's really fascinating. Having that clear delineation and respect and trust in each other, that each of your jobs is going to get done the right way. I mean, ultimately, you have the veto power, right? Ultimately, you can say, I do want to do this or I don't want to do this. How do you measure up your partnership opportunities? Because I can only imagine you get inundated. Like how do you go through them and decide, yes, that sounds like a good opportunity, or you know what, I'm going to take a pass on that?
It really comes down to the brand, and it really comes down to the project, and it really comes down to whether or not it fits with what I do, with who I am. So I actually get a ton of people that are fascinated that say, for having the audience that you don't do a lot of partnership with brands. And why is that? And I say, because one, when I do a partnership with a brand, I always hope that it's a long relationship. So those are a little bit harder to come by, but I love those authentic relationships. Those are important to me. So I always go to those first. But also, I mean, if it's a product that I don't use, if it's a brand that I don't align with, I just pass it on. You know what I mean?
Even when it's a big deal, even when it's your salary for the year?
Yeah, absolutely. We were just approached actually not too long ago by a huge, globally known brand with an amazing 6-figure deal. I mean, I couldn't believe it, And it's funny because when this came to me, it came to my agent. My agent sent it to Joe, and she said, I don't think this is going to go. And Joe said, absolutely not. But of course, he passed it by me. And I said, I mean, it would be great to cash a check, but absolutely not. It doesn't fit with my brand and doesn't fit with who I am. And I'm just not willing to sell myself to anybody. I'm not willing to sell my authenticity to anybody for any amount of money. So I just pass it along. And that happens every single day.
That's amazing.
Every single day.
I think that level of integrity is really rare and hard to find in our world of, Insta influencers that have not done anything and will take,
but here's
money to promote a brand.
But here's how I look at it. I look at it a little bit different. This brand should have never came to me, because they should know, if they'd done any research at all, then they would have they would have known I'm not their fit. So you're looking for numbers. You don't really care that it doesn't align. You don't really care that it's not your audience. You're just looking for people's eyeballs, okay? Basically, because when you are working with a creator, typically you look at them like they're a commercial, right? They're not a salesperson. You're buying commercial. That bothers me. It bothers me that you didn't even do enough research to know that that's not my audience. You could have asked for analytics and I would have told you that is not your audience. You don't want these people's eyeballs to view your product, because that's not the person that's going to buy your product. Do you know what I mean?
Sure.
So
you're just looking at it as straight numbers and potential but the potential to partner with you is pretty freaking awesome. So I can understand at the same time, but I see what you mean. Ultimately, for a brand to make sense to you, it needs to line up with your intrinsic values. And at the same time, you have an audience. How would you describe your audience? What does your audience look like?
My audience is the best audience you'll ever see in your life.
I'm included in that audience, so I take that.
I mean, we are the place. What we've built is truly been built by them. It's a community of strong. I always say they ride deep with their family faith. My audience is so kind and wonderful, and it's made up teenagers, moms, dads, grandparents. I mean, recently I did an event with Google where I got to meet some of my audience members face-to-face, one-on-one. And the variety of people just is so heartwarming, because you have teenage girls who are so proud to learn to cook because they're going to go to college and they now can cook on their own. Yeah. And then we had single moms that were crying and thanking me for making accessible food easy to shop for, easy on the wallet and easy for them to put together at the end of a long day when they have to pick up their kids from daycare and they're all alone. And then I had grandparents who make my recipes and hand those recipes down now to their grandchildren because it's such a staple in their holiday homes. So it's these fearless, strong people who they're from all walks of life, who have one thing in common, and that is just passion for humanity and their family. And that, to me, you don't get better than that. You don't get better than that.
But you built that, and you are a reflection of them, right? Do you feel like your avatar essentially is, somebody that you would hang out with? I mean,
I would be my own best friend, and I'm going to tell you why. Yes, I'll tell you why. I am not judgmental. I love a little too hard, even when I've been stabbed a few times, I really try hard to see the good and the fun in everything that I do, because if you don't laugh, you cry.
Hey, thank you so much for listening to this week's episode. I know you have a lot of choices out there of what to listen to, what to watch, so it means a lot to me that you're here with me. And hey, if you love this content, would you hit the subscribe button? I want you around. I don't want you to just show up for one episode and leave. I want you here, part of the conversation, a seat at this table. And while you're at it, would you share this with your friends and family? And if you take a screenshot and share it on your social media with a hashtag RFYBL for Recipes for Your Best Life, I'll make sure to personally give you a shout out, and you may just be featured right here on the show. So until next time, here's to living deliciously and being the chef of your best life.